Welcome to the Sarasota County Eldercare channel, brought to you by Mike Levine and the great folks of Homestead Senior Care of South Sarasota County. Today's guests are Wendy and Howard Parkin from When and How Concierge Services.
Welcome to the Sarasota County Eldercare channel. I'm Marianne Gordon with Homestead Senior Care in Venice, Florida. And today I'm here with Wendy Parkin. Hello, Wendy.
Hi.
And Howard Parkin.
Hi, Marianne.
Nice to see you again, Howard. Wendy and Howard are from When and How Concierge Services in Sarasota County. Wendy, can I start with you?
Please.
I have some questions. What is a concierge service?
Consider us the people you call when you don't want to do something yourself. So we could be like your clone. So anytime you have tasks that are just piling up and you need someone to take care of those things, you call us. Or if you own a home in the area and you have some projects that you want to get done, but you don't want to oversee them, or you can't oversee them because you're not here, you call us. We can oversee them. Other things that we do are things like home watch services, where if someone is a seasonal resident or even someone who's a permanent resident but they travel during a period of time, to just keep an eye on their home, making sure everything is in perfect order, that the things are being taken care of, like their landscaping, that there's everything is going well in the house. Mm-hmm. Then you call us and we can do that kind of thing for you. So our tagline is, we'll do anything for anyone as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical. So it's a good place to start.
Okay, I think I'm calling you tomorrow. So Howard, when you do a home watch for a person, what do you typically do? And now just like how many times a week? What are you inspecting when you go into that house?
Generally, most of our clients will want us to come to their home either once a week or bi-weekly to make sure everything is okay while they're away. We do have an app that we use on our phone that allows us to do a 24-point checklist and also allows us to take pictures, and that is then compiled into a report that is emailed to our clients directly from the house. When we come to the house, one of the first things we do is we check the water. So we turn the water on, and then we run all the faucets, flush all the toilets, just make sure everything's running properly. Then we turn the water off, and we always take a picture so that the client can be assured that the water is off. Because unfortunately, in Florida, when water is left on, the only things that can happen are bad.
Yeah.
So we want to make that's one of the two things that really can cause the biggest problems are water being left on and the AC not functioning. And so that's another thing that we're very careful about checking is thermostats, humidistats, and make sure everything is working properly. Again, and then we go through and we just check the house. We look for any potential leaks in the roof. We make sure the landscaping is being taken care of. If the pool person was there and did their job, we're the eyes and ears of our clients and give them peace of mind.
You probably see more than your average client does when they're in the house, because you're going. I have 2 bedrooms I never use. I mean, there could be, there could be bugs crawling through the walls, and I wouldn't know it.
Yeah, we do look for bugs.
And especially, there's also instances where the trees outside, the landscaping, the trees could be grown too close to the roof line, mm-hmm. and that's always an indication that that's a place for insects and other varmints that can kind of transition into the attics, and we want to make sure that we look out for those types of things also.
I also noticed in your brochures that you do pet sitting. Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me how the pet sitting works.
A couple of things. There's one aspect of pet sitting where we can stop in on a daily basis and sort of either take your dog for a walk or make sure your cat is fed and the litter box is cleaned. And then there is the other level of service where we actually stay with your pet and we stay overnight. So if you're going to be away for an extended period of time, we can come and stay in your house and take care of your pet, maintain your pet's schedule and routines. We use your home like a home base. So we do our work during the day, but we'll come back and forth, taking care of the animals and staying with them overnight and making sure that they're in their own home. It's one less level of stress that your animal has to go through.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, animals can get very stressed out when they're out of their environment. And that service, I know for my dog, would be really, really good because she just going to a kennel is just not real good for her. Couple of other things. I saw that you do something called home and vehicle management. What is that?
Well, a lot of what we do for clients, both full-time residents and especially for part-time residents, is that, again, when they're having work done in their house, and some people do extensive projects when they're gone, they need somebody who has experience, and I do have that background, to be able to oversee work being done in the house, whether they have a GC or not. We can be there, again, to be their eyes and ears, and making sure we're there in the morning to see that the people are there working, and also in the evening to make sure that to see what work is done. We take pictures again, and we email them or text them to the client. And we also make sure that the house is locked up, secured, and again that the water is off.
Right.
So that's a really important service that we provide, and we have quite a few testimonials now from clients that we've done this for over the past several years, and we're pretty pleased about that. Vehicle maintenance is basically a couple of things. One, part-time residents, some of them leave their vehicles here, and they want them to be run and taken care of while they're gone, and we do that for them. And then somebody who's too busy, who lives and works here, and needs to have the car detailed or needs to have the car serviced, we can do that for them. Yeah.
Bring it in, pick it up, and those kinds of things.
Again, a concierge is a personal concierge. Basically, is also another term for concierge services, lifestyle management.
Right.
And we can be that. We can be that for most anybody who wants to avail themselves of our services.
Well, they're wonderful services. I have a couple questions. I'm a snowbird. I'm leaving. You're taking care of my home. I need to get to the airport. I can't leave my car there. Can I call you?
Yep.
Oh, yay!
Yep. We have the proper insurance to be able to do that, to take people in our car, to drive them to any airport. Howard's even gone as far as Orlando airport, so we can do that. We can also pick people up and drive them to doctor's appointments or to pick up their car or whatever. They can call on us for that kind of service as well.
And if my family's coming in for the holidays and they need to be picked up, I can call you.
Yes.
That's
We're
wonderful.
very busy during the holidays.
It's wonderful.
And what's nice about using us is that we're a familiar face. You know us. We know who we're looking for when we get to the airport. It's different than just going blind and calling somebody at random.
Right.
And we're competitive in our pricing in that way as well.
That's great. Okay, so now I'm going to give you, Howard, you can both chime in on this as necessary, but I'm away on vacation. You visit my house. You're checking out around the grounds, and you see a water line or a water pipe out there that's leaking. Water's coming out of it. How do you spring into action?
Well, it's funny you should ask that question. We actually had that scenario happen, and what I did was I noticed that the shutoff valve on the house was leaking. And it was not much of a leak when we first started, but a couple weeks in it became a very pronounced leak. So I got permission from the homeowner to call the plumber.
Just call the homeowner
Yeah, I thought
first.
the homeowner first. I try to do that whenever possible, especially if it's something of an urgent matter. And then with that person's okay, I called the plumber, and the plumber came while I was still at the house.
Wow.
And he determined what the problem was. It wasn't a big deal, but it could have become a big deal. But he was able to fix it right then on the spot. I waited till the work was done, and then it was done. I just checked everything in the house, shut the water back off, and locked up the house and went home. So that's one example of something that we've done.
Okay.
And we've had several instances over the past several weeks with air conditioning units, and we've come into the houses, this is like 4 or 5 now, that we've discovered that they're not working, and for various reasons. And obviously we take care of that situation right then and there. We call the homeowner, and if for some reason we can't get a hold of the homeowner, we also have a very trusted person who we can call upon, a local HVAC man, who is a longtime local who we trust implicitly and has done incredibly good work for our clients quickly, to the point that he was even there last Sunday night.
Wow.
Because we were...
Unless the client has their own AC person.
Okay.
So we'll always call that person first. But if we can't get a hold of them or they don't have somebody, we call our person.
Right, and having somebody that's trusted, that you use, that you know is fair and reputable, I mean, that's peace of mind for the homeowner, because there's so many, as we know, kind of unruly people out there. All right, next question. why shouldn't I just have my neighbor come in or the teenager down the street because they want to make a few bucks this summer? Why not?
Well,
Howard?
You could.
I could.
And again, if God forbid something happened, then you've got a neighbor who you may not remain on good terms with. That's
Right.
first of
Okay.
all. Secondly, they don't do a report. So if God forbid there is a problem where you need to bring the insurance company in, all our reports are documented. Everything is stored on a third-party server. Every report we do for every client, we can bring them back up to prove or show an insurance company pictures and or documentation of where an issue may have arisen. That's one reason. Secondly, we do our jobs professionally. We are also licensed and insured.
Okay.
We have both general liability insurance and we have professional liability insurance. So if we're on your property and if something should happen where we might get hurt, we're covered.
That's great.
If your neighbor is on your property and gets hurt, they're not covered. Your homeowner's insurance will have to pay for it.
I guess I'm getting sued, right?
You could.
You could.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
And they have a right to.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
and so it's really not in anybody's best interest. And again, our prices for doing home wash are pretty reasonable too.
Right.
So it's not like you're paying a lot of money to have our service.
Yeah, and I'd like to add too, if you were that neighbor, you're going to feel this sense of obligation. And what if you wanted to go away, or what if you just, you're not that professional person that knows exactly what to look for. So you may miss something, and then your friend's going to blame you. Why didn't you pick up on that thing? And it's
Right.
a lot of responsibility to put on your neighbor.
And as Howard said,
Right.
potential of not being friends anymore because
Right.
of an incident that transpires.
And our fees are not high, and so it's just really worth it.
Right.
If you value your friendships, if you value your relationships with your family and friends, it's best to just have an impartial third
Right,
party
a
to
third
take care of
party.
it. Yeah.
And you're just sparking something when you talked about insurance. If let's say I went away and I left a window open and we had a major storm and water came in through that window and ruined my hardwood floors. I call up my insurance company and I say, this is what happened. If I wasn't in the house or had somebody watching the house, could they deny my claim possibly?
That really depends on the different insurance carriers and how often someone is watching your house. Our advice is check with your insurance agent, your insurance company to see what your obligations are. There are some instances where if somebody's not looked in your house at least every 13 or 14 days, you could be denied coverage. Again, that's not specific.
It varies.
It varies with every company, so you need to check.
Okay.
But that could arise.
I have one more question for both of you.
We have one more answer.
Okay, that's all I'm getting. Why should I choose When and How Concierge Services over the other concierge services in the area?
Well, it's funny. I won't put it in exactly the language that I used in earlier today, but we really care. We really give a hoot about our clients. We really, really do. I mean, to the point where our clients now have said we wouldn't use anybody else. We trust you guys. We're so glad we found you. Those are the kinds of things that people say about us and what we really strive to provide to them, which is why, we're really, really, really happy with the clients that we have. We seem to be attracting people that really value what we do for them. And so it makes us feel good because we do what we say we're going to do. We have that integrity. You can trust us. And we create that loyalty.
That's
It's
wonderful.
good.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
We really care.
Well, Wendy and Howard, I thank you so much for being with us today. You've really shared a wealth of information for our viewers to sort of digest, and hopefully they'll call you up when they need your services.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne.
It's so good to see you both. I'm Marianne Gordon for the Sarasota County Eldercare Channel. From all of us here at Home Instead, thank you.